And we're gonna be playing Tainted Grail Conquest today. So Tainted Grail Conquest is a roguelite deck builder RPG, but it actually introduces itself fairly well, so I'm just gonna let the game speak for itself. It said, oh right, we have character creation we have to do. So let me go over this real quick. I'm gonna be playing as Wyrdhunter, who is... I have a lot of characters named that, but originally she's from a role-playing setting, Pathfinder. No, actually D&D setting I had. And she's one of my favorite characters. Hi Chris, welcome. We wanna go with the pretty dark, slightly brownish hair color. We can get some tattoos going as well. Oh, it's a bit too spooky for me. Let's go with something a bit more mystic. I have not done an intro on this game yet, Chris. I am about to do so. And gear customization will be unlocked after the tutorial. So yeah, we have our character, Wyrdhunter. Let's jump into the game and... Tainted Grail Conquest is a roguelite game. This means that it's meant to be infinitely replayable. Your journey will consist of short runs, and each run will be a different adventure. You will encounter different patterns of enemies, characters and location each time you play. And the more you play, the more content you will unlock. After winning or losing, you will start over, but don't worry, certain aspects of your progression will be saved throughout all of your runs. Good luck! I like it, it's a really good description of a roguelite.
Promised us safety on these shores. Instead, we found stormy seas, rocks like shark teeth, and treacherous mists. Those few who managed to land will be set by hunger, cold, and nightmares born of weirdness. My people settled around a gnarled old statue. Though we did not understand its origin or purpose, the enemy seemed to avoid it. That was good enough. For a time. In the end, the winds of weirdness only grew stronger, and the statue failed to protect the settlement. There was fear, despair, and then nothingness, as reality melted around us.
You awake to nothingness. All you can sense is darkness. A dense mass of emptiness so total that even your thoughts disintegrate. Then you hear whistling. An eternity seems to pass before something materializes in the darkness with you. Something angry.
Damn it, you weren't supposed to land here. Damn it all to hell.
The creature pauses for a moment, clearly weighing up some options. He taps a finger against one of his horns.
Now, listen, there's a lot to do and no time to waste. What can we try?
Okay, so... yeah. Interesting intro. Gives a good feeling of the setting. It's certainly a bit of a dark setting with yeah, people are dying. We are definitely struggling to survive in this area, and now apparently we have landed in certain nothingness. So let's find out what's going on. What is happening?
Perfect. You can speak, and yes, these are really great questions. No easy answers, though. Sorry to disappoint. Now, listen closely. Are you ready? Brace yourself, because what I'm going to tell you is rather important. You're gone. Your village is gone. Everything you've ever known is gone. Yes, everything and everyone, including your very own self, as I mentioned already. However,
The creature taps two hooves together, marking a dramatic pause.
there is a small chance, an infinitesimally tiny chance, really, to bring it all back.
Okay.
You were saved from death in order to keep your reality from falling apart. But, well, it's not going to be easy. First, we must ensure that you're in good enough condition to actually do anything. Which brings us to the problematic part. Your body.
You squint down at your feet and hands in the darkness. They seem perfectly fine.
Oh no. Oh, goodness me, no. That's just an illusion. I had to get you here somehow, didn't I? Otherwise you'd start talking about the afterlife and whatnot. And this, my friend, is not an afterlife. This is a total mess. But let's see what we can do. Here, this little trick should get us started at least.
Okay, and here we are in the class selection screen. Currently, we only have one of the 10 classes. No, it's 9 classes unlocked. Let's take a look at all of them. We have Apostate, Sentinel, Zealot, Pathfinder, Wyrdhunter, which is the one we have access to, Berserker, Blood Mage, Summoner, and Necromancer. Let's take a look at the Wyrdhunter. Faction, Children of Morrigan. We have 100 base HP, we have the base damage of 8 to 12. Wyrdhunters focus on dealing as much damage as possible using quick strikes or powerful blows. We have the ultimate ability. Wyrdhunters call upon a beast of the weirdness to deal massive amounts of damage to an enemy, depending on the number of charges they spend. They charge their ultimate ability by landing hits on enemies. And passive skill, every hit you deal leaves a hunter's mark. 4 hunter's marks make the enemy vulnerable. Oh, did the ones on the right? Necromancer will be unlocked with game progression. Pathfinder. No, they all have the same text. It's just a Wyrdhunter. It is different. And it's just this text here. Okay, well, let's select the Wyrdhunter.
Isn't strong enough to be picky about its vessel yet. Don't worry, you'll grow. Now we need to see whether my little trick actually worked.
The goat weaves his fingers in an intricate series of gestures. With a final flourish, he conjures a terrifying creature into the emptiness.
Aha, here we go. This is a powerful Avalonian warlock. But don't worry, he's not really here. Not in the truest sense. Your goal here is simple. Fight. Show me that you've got what it takes.
Okay. And here we go with our first combat. This is a tutorial. You can rotate the game's camera by holding the right mouse button and zoom in or out with the mouse wheel. So yeah, combat looks pretty awesome so far. We have some familiar things here. We have a block, we have some attacks. Block, gain 1 block. Blocks the next hit taken from an enemy. Lasts for 1 turn. Let's play this. The enemy is intending to use a normal attack for 10 damage. The Fall Dweller. This enemy performs regular attacks buffs itself and occasionally summons minions to its side. They have base armor 0, base damage 100%, 10 to 10. We can see similar stats down here. We have base damage 8 to 12. We can see our draw pile here, which shows us what our deck actually contains. We have a discard pile, which is there is nothing in here right now. These cards are shuffled into your draw pile after it runs out. There is another pile here, the grave. Each card is placed here after it's played. These cards are moved to your discard pile at the end of each turn. So they will stay, after they are played, they will stay in the grave for a turn and then go to the discard. There are certain cards that can interact with the grave, so that makes a difference. And there's an exile. These cards are removed from your deck until the end of combat. Exception, ability cards get back to your hand each turn. We'll see about them. We have our energy here in the bottom right. We have our ultimate here in the bottom left. Wyrdhunter once per round. Ultimate ability, deal 1 hit for 1. Inflict damage is charging it up. And damage increases with the amount of charges collected. The more charges we have, the more each individual charge is worth in damage. Top right is our passives, basically relics. In other games, relics, artifacts, whatever you want to call them. Here we have our hunter's marks that we've read before. And what this is, we will look at a later time. Let's go for some attacks. As you can see, we start building some hunter's marks, reach 4 to make the enemy vulnerable. We block their hit. Pay close attention to enemy intents. Hovering over them will tell you what they want to do in their turn. Enemy intends to use a normal attack. This enemy will attack with 2 hits. One block will protect you from only 1 hit. Maybe you have a better card to use in this situation. We have a stun. Stun a chosen enemy. Stun does prevent the enemy from taking any actions during their turn. So we don't have to block. Block, as you might guess, only lasts for a turn. Let me quickly switch and turn. Oh, alright, you have to hold it. Enemies attacking for 10. Let's use a block. Let's also go with 2 attacks. If there's only one target, you can just click the card and it will play it on the available target. Now we got Small Strikes. Deals 3 hits for 4 to 6 to random enemies. That is half our base damage. But 3 hits, so it's pretty nice. Also stacks 3 stacks of Hunter's Mark on the enemy, so that's nice as well. Let's go for an attack. The enemy is preparing for a special attack, which I will do next turn. While they are vulnerable, it could be a good opportunity to use our Wyrdhunter ability. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna save that up a little bit longer. Each class has an ultimate ability. It is charged by specific actions. Check out how to charge it and use it often. Enemies attacking for 50. We don't have a block this turn, so that's gonna hurt. Let's go for some damage here, and I think now we'll use the Wyrdhunter. The enemy is still vulnerable. We're gonna need to speed up our damage scaling to take down this guy. Yeah, definitely. We have 2 vulnerable on them now. That not only stacks the effect, each vulnerable is 100% incoming damage, it also stacks the duration, and if we can keep refreshing it each turn, it will continue to stack up. So we do have some way of getting there. Although right now we can't prolong it, so we just throw in an attack and then block both hits for 10. Enemy intends to buff. Let's use the Small Strike for the vulnerability and then 2 attacks. They gained 100% base damage and 10 armor. So now attacking for 22 times. That's pretty terrifying. And armor is just damage reduction, so we will only hit them for 90% now that they have 10 armor. We have a new card though, Overhead Swing. Deal 1 hit for 3 to 5, reduce the enemy's armor by 10 until the end of combat. So we can not only reduce the base armor to 0, we could even use another one to reduce the base armor to below 0, so they would actually take increased damage from my hits. I'm not gonna do that here because I don't want to take the 20 damage from the hits I don't block. I'll stun the enemy so we don't have to take the 40 and reduce their armor some more. They have so much health, the armor reduction is more important than straight up damage. Make sure to hover on your enemies to learn more about their behavior. This is absolutely crucial if you don't want to be surprised in a bad way. Let's start with an overhead swing, reducing their armor even further. I don't know if there's a minimum for armor, but if there is, I haven't encountered it in my one run I've done so far. Let's throw out some small strikes, and I will use the Wyrdhunter here to stack another vulnerable so we can keep that up. Oh, they summoned allies. This one is attacking for 5, this one is attacking for 2 times 2. I think they attack from left to right, so if I want to block, I need to block either 2 times or I have to take out this stray ghost. We'll have to see if that's possible right now. Well, that will do. Let's block the 20. Small strikes should take out. Well, apparently not. We can still block the hit, so things are going fine. We have more overhead swings. Let's get that armor down. Follow it up with the small strikes for some charge on our Wyrdhunter. Another buff. They gain some armor back. 4 times 5. Is that even worth blocking? The enemy has created a barrier. Attacking it won't count as a hit. However, other effects of your cards like armor reduction will work. Our Hunter's Mark will not though, because it depends on landing hits. I'm gonna block once because I don't want to transform the 3 Hunter's Mark into a vulnerable and then not be able to use it. Yeah. 2 times 10. Last tip, and you're on your own. Make the enemy vulnerable, play this ability count, and hit them with the fully charged ultimate. Have fun. Next hit does 100% damage. Extra. Plus 100% damage. So yeah, that's gonna be good with our ultimate, that's for sure. Let's stun them. Let's go for some small strikes while we charge our ultimate. This is an ability, so an ability will return to our hand every turn. We have that card available to us every single turn. Let's keep weakening their armor. They're buffing. I think that's okay. Although, I think I want to prevent it. Keep them at 3 Hunter's Marks and then try to go off next turn. Double overhead swing. I think we can take the 20 here, if we can push out some damage. That will charge our Wyrdhunter to the max. Let's double the effect. Now it's hitting for about 300 against a vulnerable target. Yeah, that's already counting the vulnerable. Well, we're getting somewhere. Also, I skipped that note saying that we have a healing mixture up here that we can use to restore 25 HP, and that's what I'm gonna do now because the enemy is intending to attack a bunch of times here. We need to recharge our ultimate. I will take the 20 here because it will be a pain to block. Okay, we have to take 10. So better block. Use these small strikes to charge our ultimate. We're a bit short of getting the kill here. They are buffing. This might be the opportunity we need. Hi Skeef, welcome. It's my... I have done one run by myself, so... It's not quite my first time. But that's all I've done so far. We have 2 more energy, so an overhead swing into broad reach, into ultimate. Should end this fight, most likely. There we go. Didn't get any rewards because it was a tutorial fight.
Didn't expect that. Have you been here before and I just didn't recognize you? Anyway, after that performance, I'll assume you don't need any more direction. So, I'll send you to your destination. Your main objective for now will be to push forwards, survive, kill the 4 Guardians. Then we'll talk.
Wait, what happened to my world?
Listen, it's been 4 years since humans landed on these shores. 4 years of strife, fear and hunger. At least that's what you tell yourselves. And 4 years of war you were destined to lose because even the mightiest human wizards are no match for the Avalonians.
Seeing your expression, it makes an impatient grimace, stepping from one foot to the other.
The war you brought here? Well, it wasn't exactly going in your favour. But then that wizard, Merlin? Well, he had an idea. Your king, Arthur, he had another brilliant idea. Both stubborn mules, both playing with powers they didn't understand and were never meant to understand.
The creature rolls its eyes.
And so we're here, in this corrupted reality, strung together with the last strand of somebody's goodwill.
Well, let's go. Okay, so on to our first run. Yeah, the game does seem very polished. Voice acting sounds quite good. Combat looks fantastic. And here we have the overworld. We can move with left mouse button clicks with...
I'm from up north, the land of fog. I don't know what happened.
At least that's one thing you have in common.
A creature that looked like a goat told me I'd wake up in a strange place, and that I'd find someone in need of my help there.
The man looks at you for a moment.
I've already made some preparations and settled in one of the tents here. I can't offer you much at the moment, though. This place is different. But you? I've seen an enormous creature out there. A golem of stone. The evil energy it emits is beyond anything I've ever felt. I'd say getting rid of that beast would be a good start.
I think, Steve, the 9 different classes are gonna make a big impact on replayability. Like, there's a lot of death with the runestones, and also, like, the classes seem to be very unique. I have looked a little bit at the summoner that I unlocked after my first run, just to see what the class looks like, and they seem completely different than anything the Wyrdhunter does. And that is very interesting. So I am convinced that there is quite some depth to it. Okay, this is our village. These houses are currently
Right
all
now,
empty.
This building is an abandoned ruin. However, during your travels, you might find someone who'd be willing to settle in here and help you with your quest.
Yep. So our goal is to find some... Well, one of our goals is to find some people to live here. Here is the lost soul we talked to just before. He's gonna offer us healing and... yeah, mostly healing.
I don't remember. And I don't know what I'm doing here, or how I got here. All I know is I'm supposed to be helping you with your quest. All I know for now is that you need to find the rest of the people who are supposed to join us and help them out in their troubles. I don't know. Maybe it will come back. Maybe there's something that could trigger my memories.
Okay. Find more people to live here. Here we have healing and upgrades. We can buy healing mixtures for 100 wealth. Wealth is our currency in a run, like gold in Monster Train or Slay the Spire. These are weird stones. This is permanent upgrade currency. We can use that to increase the stock of healing potion or upgrade the healing potions. We can also rest once to heal 50% of our maximum health, which we currently don't want to do, of course. Let's buy a healing potion before we head out, because healing is quite limited in this game, from what I've seen. And then let's move out.
Good. I caught you before you went out, all on your lonesome. Our mutual friend already told you to slay the stone golem. Perfect. The golem is just a start, though. Even if you do manage to kill it, the further you go, the more dangerous the road will become. And since we're talking roads, you're walking within the Wyrdness now, and it's dangerous. Take these candles, light them up, and try not to let this damned fog close around you. Got it? Oh, and before you face the golem, look around the area. There's a blacksmith nearby who might be willing to join your village. Finding people like him will be crucial for your survival. Each one will be helpful in a different way. And with that, I'm out. Good luck.
Okay. New quest, the annual, so we need to find the blacksmith. So this is the Wyrdness. In this, you can, if you are familiar with Darkest Dungeon, for example, these weird candles are kind of like our torches. If we fight in this state, we'll get penalized heavily. But we can light these candles to actually banish that stuff. This game is available on Steam. I don't know about whether it's available on the other sites, but I got it on Steam. I think it's currently on sale for about 3 or 4 more days. Just a 10% sale, but if you're interested, could be a good time to pick it up. So, we have the minimap over here. We can see the red circles. These are enemy encounters. So before I get too close to this enemy, I'm gonna light a weird candle, and suddenly everything looks a bit nicer. Does the weird candle actually burn while we're not moving? It doesn't seem to be. Or if it does, it's moving very slowly. While we're moving though, it's gonna deplete. And it will also deplete a little bit whenever we enter a combat, I think. Maybe not. I'm not sure about that. So, here is our first enemy. This one only has 80 HP. This enemy becomes stronger with every hit it suffers, but it will only do 1 hit, so we can easily block that. Let's... they gain 20% attack damage for each hit we do to them. Let's just do some damage. They're vulnerable. I could use the Wyrdhunter, but that's a really low damage number, so I'm gonna wait. You got a weird card. Forces of Wyrdness, insert them into your hand. Their effects depend on your Wyrd Candle's burn level. Use it or be ready for the consequences of not playing it this turn. So the higher our burn or our Wyrd Candle level is, the better these cards are. You get one on turn 2 always, and then from time to time there will be more added to your hand as the fight goes on. Right now we could use that for a hit for 12 to 18, which is 1.5 times the base damage, I think, our base damage. And we have, if not played next turn, gain 25% damage, so it would increase our damage stat by 25%, which is actually quite nice. When you're low on burn, the consequences will often be negative. And if you're very high on burn, these can have really strong effects. Can we get a kill this turn? Might be possible. Overhead swing, small strikes, broad reach, ultimate. We're gonna get to 8 charges. 8 charges will be 120% base damage. So we will be able to deal about 24 with that. I don't think we should go for the kill here. Let's just block and play it safely. Reduce their armor so we can hit them a bit harder next turn. And I think this is the turn where we go off. Use small strikes to get the vulnerability, then attack, and they're already dead. We gain some experience. Card picks don't happen after every combat, they only happen when we level up. Combats give us experience though. Also, we gain some wealth. And here we can see our currency. We didn't gain any Wyrd stones, we only gained those from boss fights. Inhuman Utterings. Charge your ultimate ability to half of its max charges. So it would charge it to 10. Doesn't seem too exciting to me, especially with cards like Small Strikes actually charging it pretty quickly. It's also a 2 cost. If we just used it right away, the ultimate, it would be 150% damage hit, which is okay, but like 2 energy for a 150% damage hit is not that exciting. Blood Frenzy, 2 energy for a 250% damage hit to all enemies, but offer 5 HP. Offering is self-inflicted loss of resources or statistics, so we would lose 5 HP to play Blood Frenzy. There's Preparation, increased damage by 10% until the end of combat. That could go well in a sort of more defensive deck, just ramp up the damage over time. I like to be pretty aggressive in my first run, but we don't have to repeat that. Let's try Preparation and just ramp up the damage over time. It's also 0 cost, we often can't play all our cards in a turn. At the start of each turn, gain 2 ultimate charges. That isn't bad. Increase your armor by 25, so we would just take 25% less damage. Or unused block lasts for 1 additional turn. Ooh. That makes management of block pretty easy. But some enemies make like 3 times, 4 times attack, so block is not always a great way of defending ourselves. Armor, just reducing the damage we take. If we block a hit, armor does nothing. I think that is more for an aggressive playstyle where you just choose to take damage but want to reduce it as much as you can with armor. I think I'm gonna go with Eternal Return actually, I think sounds the most appealing. Gives us that burst hit much earlier. So yeah, 2 charges each turn that will add up really quickly, I think. Let's see what we have here. Ah, a milestone. These things are quite useful.
Why these stones light up and banish the weirdness when people walk by. Many believe Merlin himself invented the runes carved into them. There's also a darker rumor. that they were left by the Fore-dwellers to lure humans into their domain, like moths to the flame.
I'm gonna leave it for now. We can always come back to it, just to take a look at my surrounding. That looks like a boss. That looks like the boss fight here. This is gonna be the blacksmith. We have something to explore over there. So what I will do here, we can boost the milestone rage, banish the weirdness around this milestone. We can extinguish the milestone, lose it and receive a weird candle, or we can ask for a blessing, lose this milestone, receive a random bonus, heal, boost damage, or boost armor for the next combat. This would be nice if we were to fight the boss right now, but I think what I will do here is boost the milestone's range. So now
combines with the milestone's faint radiance. The surrounding darkness is pushed even further back.
So now we have a pretty large area that's clear of weirdness, and when we are not in weirdness, our candle won't go down. So now we can freely explore this area without having to worry about our weird candle amounts. And because the boss is here, we will definitely come back to this place once we have explored a bit further. Preparation in our opening hand, that's definitely getting played. We have a bounty hunter. This enemy can add useless cards to your deck, like scorches or statuses, something like that. And a shaman. This enemy will spawn totems to buff its allies with various effects. I think I want to focus on a bounty hunter here. Let's block the hit they're intending to do. And start weakening their armor, so that we can finish them off relatively quickly. There's our totem. Totem of the Serpent. This totem reduces the armor of all enemies at the start of each turn. They have already done so. Decreased by 25 for 3 turns. Both enemies are trying to attack. I might just double block here, but I will definitely play the small strikes. I could use my ultimate to get rid of the totem here, and I think I should. I'm not too worried about having low armor, because my blocks will still work just the same. There are other classes that have other ways of defense, that where armor matters a lot more, but not for this one. Okay, they are not intending to attack, so we can go ahead, reduce your armor some more. I was hoping to hit the bounty hunter some more there, but we can still deliver some reasonable damage here. We should be able to get the kill on the bounty hunter next turn. Totem of the Wolf increases the damage of all allies at the start of each turn. Annoying. Oh, we don't get weird cards at all in the range of the milestone, it seems. What is this doing? 11 to 17? That should usually be a kill. If not, we could use our ultimate for just a tiny bit that we needed there. Let's play prep again. Our block doesn't stay around, but this effect will... Oh, there's the disturbance. Your deck has been infected with obsolete cards. Play this card to get rid of it. It's just one. I don't think we have any more in our draw or our discard. Yeah, it's just one. That's not too bad. Broad Reach, next hit does 100% damage. We might as well use it. It doesn't go away if we don't attack, so... Increases for 1 hit. This is 3 hits. I think only the first hit out of these 3 will actually get boosted, but let's find out. Yep, that was the case. This one only took 4 per hit there. Let's block the attack that's incoming and play another small strikes. Boost our Wyrdhunter. How much damage would that be? Wait. 21 to 31. I think we got the kill next turn. Not quite enough. So let's go for an attack and then the Wyrdhunter. And the totem as a minion disappears. Gain some wealth, gain some experience. Not enough to level up just yet. But we'll get there. hunting grounds.
The local hunters call this ancient skull the Stag Father and lay charms and offerings around it. The legends say the Stag Father takes the dreamers away to join him on a great hunt.
It sounds interesting. Haven't seen this event in my own run yet. Let's try sleeping here. Maybe we dream of a great hunt. Oh, what are we hunting? We are hunting a deformed peasant and a mindbender. This enemy will spawn illusions of random enemies. We should probably focus on them first. That could be pretty bad. I don't want to get overwhelmed with illusions. Let's block. Let's go for an overhead swing on you and then small strikes. Yes, we might hit the deformed peasant, but we're blocking their hit anyways. And it helps charge the Wyrdhunter. Faith Healer. This enemy can heal its allies. Luckily they only have 1 HP because they're an illusion. If I want to defend this turn, I would need to block stun. Maybe I take a hit. I would like to avoid it because healing is, as I said, pretty rare. But yeah, I think that's a bit too much. Maybe I should have stunned instead. Made sure that I take the smaller hit. But this allows us to go for another attack, make them vulnerable, and then throw out the Wyrdhunter for pretty significant damage. Not quite enough to get the kill. But we'll get there. Let's block. Will this kill you? It might also not. Let's throw a small strikes out first. Well, guess I have to waste another attack on you. That's fine. Against one enemy we should be able to pretty consistently defend ourselves. Let's go for 2 overhead swings to reduce their armor. And as usual we're gonna afterwards burst them down. Like this. 165. Ouch. Piercing Strike. Reduce the enemy's armor by 50 and reduce damage by 10% for the next 5 rounds. Protection from Evil. Reduce damage dealt by all enemies by 30% for 2 turns. And Shield Breaker. Deal 1 hit for 100% damage. Reduce the enemy's armor by 10 until the end of combat. That's basically a better overhead swing that also deals a bit more damage. Not bad. Or a better attack that also reduces armor. You could look at it that way too. Piercing Strike. Or Protection from Evil. What do we want here? Generally we are charging our ultimate for the next 5 turns. That's a pretty huge debuff against a single target. I'm gonna take that. That will definitely be nice against bosses and stuff like this. The hunt was successful and you feel the Stagfather's gratitude. Forget 2 skills, discard 2 cards, or restore health 100. Well, I'm gonna discard 2 cards. That's remove 2 cards from our deck. Block is our only way of defense. I'm gonna go for an attack here. I think we should spread it pretty evenly and go for an attack and a block. But only having like stun is another defensive card. Yeah, maybe I should go with 2 attacks. I'm usually using small strikes or overhead swings as a priority because they amp up the damage of my ultimate as well. Let's go for 2 attacks. This class does have a lot of good attacks that we could take instead. Hi Possum, welcome! Glad to see you. 3 enemies, huh? The healer, I think we can ignore for a bit. The bounty hunter and the shaman. The shaman is probably the most annoying here, because we have to devote damage to their totems. I'm gonna reduce their armor, go for a small strike, and block. Try to charge my ultimate enough so that I can finish off the shaman pretty quickly. I don't really care about the enemies healing, because we are not going to wear them down over time, and then we are building up our ultimate and then finishing them at once. So I will also focus on the totem, although that was useless because you are almost... Oh! Healing disabled. The totem cannot be healed. That is nice. Let's keep blocking the damage that's coming towards us. Don't like wasting so much damage on the totem, but our ultimate is fully charged soon, so we might be able... That's a healing totem. The enemies already have a bunch of healing active anyways. I don't have to care about that. What would that be? Yeah, that's easily a kill. Let's go for it. That also removes the totem. Interesting. I didn't know that's how it worked. And we can start working on the next target. The disturbance, sure. With the healer never attacking, I think we are pretty much fine here. Let's reduce your armor. That is an attack, but it doesn't do any hit, so it doesn't charge our ultimate. Looks like we are gonna get through this without taking damage. 14 to 21. 22 to 33, that's gonna be a kill. What will you do, healer? You're on your own now. You still have unused energy, don't waste it, but I wanna waste it. Yeah, now he starts attacking. And we should have the kill next time. We had it even before then. I don't quite know what happened there. Hi, blacksmith.
Breaks through the slithering of the Wyrdness.
I have no hope, no home, no gold. Mine is but misty morn and cold.
Not long afterwards, you come upon a man wearing a blacksmith's apron.
Oi, traveller. Want to buy a good anvil? Is all I have, I'm afraid. Me home, you see, went poof. 1 minute there, next minute gone. I found myself here, with this lump of iron for company. I swear to gods it started talking to me not long ago.
So what do you do? Craft weapons and armor?
Oh, no. I left that life behind quite a while ago. All I'm interested in these days are rune stones.
Rune stones?
Yes, containers for the magic of giants. Even though you'll usually find them broken, they're extremely powerful. You can use them to enhance your weapons or armor. They will influence your abilities in different ways. Also, when you find 3 of the same kind and rarity, you'll be able to fuse them together. This will make them even more powerful. Here, let me give you some. You can try it later. I'd say that since you know what you're looking for, you should be able to find more of them out there. By the way,
what else can you do with these rune stones? So, they have a shop. They sell rune stones. They can also exchange our rune stones for other ones of the same rarity. This is a bit more expensive. They can give us permanent upgrades, but they require runestone dust. That is a currency you get from merging runestones, and it's pretty slow to accumulate, but some of these are pretty cheap. And we can transmute 3 of your runestones into one of the same rarity. That seems like a typo. I'm pretty sure this is one of a higher rarity. But I'm honestly not entirely sure. So, what runestones do we have? Can we look at them right now? We can see it here. We have a Gar, Cracked Gar. In weapon slot, increase damage by 2, pretty nice. In armor slot, at the end of your turn, deal 1 hit for 5 damage to all enemies. Very nice, because that triggers our passive. Cracked Calc. In weapon slot, in the first turn of combat, draw 1 additional card, with cost reduced by 1. That seems really good for these shorter fights. Hi, the Duke, welcome! And in the armor slot, heal for 5 HP after every combat one. That is also really nice, because we don't have a lot of ways to heal, and we will often be able to heal up from easier fights with this. Crackhead Stan. In weapon slot, reduce armor of all enemies by 10. In armor slot, increase max HP by 30. We have other ways to reduce our armor. And max HP doesn't really matter if we can't heal up to it, but we might find a way to do so. Cracked Ether. Each card played increases your damage by 5% this turn. Nice for like a combo style deck. And increases armor by 10 in armor slot. I don't like that one too much. I think I'm gonna buy a Cracked Calc. And I feel like I'm gonna use both of these right now. I could use someone like you in my village.
You want me in your village? Well, you must first prove you can take care of yourself. Kill 10 bears and... just fooling, for pity's sake. What would I need 10 bears for? Show me the way.
Good joke. Good reference to some quests in other games. Combat encounters will now drop runestones. When equipped, they can increase your abilities or stats. Let's take a look at our character panel. We can here see our class, ultimate, ability, reforgers, masteries. We need to reach level 10 or 20 to get those, and our passives. Here we see our items. We have 7 weird candles, 3 healing mixture. In combat we can use these healing mixtures to heal up. And here's our runestones. We have 2 Cracked Calc. I definitely want one of them in our armor to heal for 5 HP after every combat. And I think drawing an extra card is better than increasing our damage by 2. That's about 20% damage. Is it? Actually, let's go with this. Here we see our quests. Slayer, the first guardian. We need to slay the golem. We need to recruit other people. And we got the blacksmith, so we finished the anvil. Yeah, it's only for the first turn, but like in some of these fights, the first turn matters a lot. Let's light another weird candle before we fight this enemy. And that is definitely the boss. We're gonna avoid that for now until we've gotten a bit stronger. So now with very high burn level we get 0 cost weird cards. Reduce armor of all enemies by 25 until the end of combat. If not played next turn, draw 2 cards more. Until the end of combat. Wow. That's a pretty strong debuff. Let's go for a block. I think I'll focus on the shaman again. That worked out quite nicely last time. This is the Serpent Totem, which reduces our armor. I don't like that very much. 13 to 18 right now. The small strikes will often end up being pretty weak because of the healer just healing all the damage back up, but it is the quickest way to charge our ultimate, so I'm gonna go for it anyways. How much damage can we do now? That's a decent amount, but we would need a little bit more than that. Although, what was it again? 35 to 50. We can potentially get a kill on a bounty hunter. Actually, now we can kill the shaman, right? That will almost always work. Well, that means I have to throw out another hit. That's fine. You're vulnerable. Yeah, we're doing pretty well. Let's prepare. Boost our damage some more. Reduce your armor and damage, and then throw out a small strike. That should finish you off. The grey card is kind of a status card or Scorch. It's just a one cost do nothing. Your deck has been infected with obsolete cards, play this card to get rid of it. Tainted Force again, sure. Let's reduce their armor some more. We should have the kill here. Yeah, easily. Like, this is the kill already. Okay, another level up. That means another card pick. Reduce enemy's armor by 100% of your damage. 100% damage. Until the end of combat. Huh. That is interesting. So does it mean if we have 10 to 14 damage right now, so would we reduce it by 10 to 14? That wouldn't be too amazing. Stunning Shout. Stun all enemies with no or negative armor. Wow. Wow, that sounds good. Advanced attack. Deal 1 hit for 150% damage. Return 3. Card stays in your hand after it was played. It can be played a limited number of times in a single turn. That sounds good. Level up adds more cards, and you also get to choose a passive every few levels. I think it's like every 3 or so. Advanced attack and stunning shout both seem really good. I think I want the stunning shout though. We often reduce their armor to negative values, and just stunning a whole bunch of enemies seems nice. Desire to fight. Start every combat with 2 additional energy. This is amazing. Whenever you hit an enemy, reduce their armor by 2 until the end of combat. That works well with our stunning shout. Heal 25% of your missing HP after each victorious combat. There will be some healing, but I think we do that with runestones pretty well right now. I want Desire to Fight or Armor Crusher. I wonder if there are other low armor synergies. If there are, Armor Crusher seems really, really nice. Otherwise, I think Desire to Fight might be a bit better. My last run was with Desire to Fight, and it was extremely powerful. Let's try Armor Crusher here. Oh, my cam blocks it. Start each combat with 2 additional energy. What was that? Oh, we found another Calc rune. So now we have 3. We can combine them. And now it heals for 8 HP after every combat one. It's pretty hard to find a good space for the webcam in this game, because they use most of the space available on the screen. Like right now it covers part of the minimap, so let's move it over here. Yeah. We'll see.
He's just a lost soul, wandering between clouds of weirdness with a fading weird candle in his hand. His eyes light up when he sees you. You notice that he is not actually looking at you. He's looking at your candle.
Thank gods. Mine's almost out. Do you have more? Please, If you don't help me, I'm done for.
I could give him a weird candle or refuse to do so. But let's first ask
I have
what
to
they're
find
looking
them.
for.
They're somewhere. I know it. I can feel it. And I need to be there. To be by their side now.
Should we give him a weird candle? These are pretty limited, so let's
So
refuse.
shocked he can barely speak.
But I have to find them. Don't you understand? I promised them I'd come back. It can't end like this. You have to help me.
Whoops. Oh, that doesn't seem like it turned out well for him. This is the legendary encounter. That's the boss of this area. Let's not mess with that just now. Let's gain some more experience first. A new type of enemy, the Faceless Hunter. This enemy will deliver more hits each turn unless it's stunned. More hits each turn sounds like a problem for me, because I rely on block quite a bit. Does that mean we throw out our stun just to keep them at one hit? And then what will we do against the deformed peasant? Do we just take the 8 to 10? Or do we block it? I'm gonna block it. This isn't great, because I'm not getting any damage done right now. But we are slowly charging our ultimate at least. Definitely get your armor below 0. I'm gonna keep blocking for now. We won't be able to keep that up for that long, but we do have the stunning shout, so we can now go for a double stun. Reduce armor of all enemies by 25 for 3 turns. Next, if not played next turn, draw 1 card more. I think I'm just gonna go for the draw. We'll go for the attack on you to get your armor. Actually, 0 armor works too, huh? Stun both of you and then send this out. That's not that much damage yet. But maybe we can make you vulnerable this turn and then finish you off. Preparation is definitely a step in the right direction. Oh wow. Is that gonna be enough? It's not quite there. Small strikes might be, but I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna throw out the ultimate, overkill them. Because I'm very strong against a single enemy, so... There we go. Working well so far. What do we have here?
The sound of clattering rocks disturbs the ubiquitous silence. Approaching the end of a path, you come upon a child playing with some oddly shaped stones.
I'm Futhark. I'm waiting here for my mother. She's been gone for a while now. Or maybe she's going to leave soon. I have a lot of these stones, and while I wait, I play. Do you want some stones so you can play while you wait too?
I will take some stones. 3 random common runestone, 1 specific common runestone, or a random rare runestone. Oh, I haven't seen many opportunities to get rare runestones at all. I can't find them in combat even. Maybe we move the camera over here so it doesn't interfere with the dialogue. Cracked Gwiorth. Okay. What does a Gwiorth rune do? Reduce armor of all enemies by 5 until the end of combat every turn. Or in armor slot every turn gain 2 armor until the end of combat. I like that. That makes our piercing shout very, very nice. Let's see what is here. Let's light a new candle. The level is getting pretty low. We have a Forest Sentinel. This enemy redirects damage from all of its allies to itself. And a Shaman. So basically we have to go for them first. For every living ally, plus 5 armor, minus 10% damage. Gets interrupted by stun. Huh. There is the bee on it. Yeah. That looks more like boar though. Stunning shout. It's definitely nice. Let's play the Tainted Force to reduce their armor some more. Ah, now you're no longer redirecting because you're stunned. But you will probably go back to redirecting, I would assume, once you become unstunned. We are quite far away from finishing off this shaman. Can we target you now? Nope, it is redirected. Let's block a hit and throw out some small strikes. With the armor reduction and our growing base damage from the preparation, we're definitely growing stronger over the course of a fight. Just stun them both. Stun all of them actually, the Totem also has negative armor. How much damage would that be? Sometimes it doesn't show the damage tooltip. 38 to 57. You know what? We throw one more overhead swing on you to charge this one more time. That gives us a pretty good chance of finishing this. I should have used the broad reach. Well, we're gonna use it for the next attack, I guess. Let's go for the small strikes. Alright, the redirection. We should be able to finish this though. There we go. Another cracked car. Oh, that's the damage one. Would be nice to upgrade that as well. A hanging tree.
As you approach the tree, it seems to shift and move. You draw closer, and suddenly you realize why the tree appears to be moving. Dozens of rotting bodies dangle and sway in the breeze. It looks like a strange dance with their necks nodding along in their nooses.
Loot the hanging tree. Possible HP loss. Sure.
While circling the tree, you notice something lying on the ground.
100? Wealth. That is nice. We are on full HP right now. So I'm gonna switch out the polished calc. Actually, you know what? Now it's draw 2 cards with their cost reduced by 1. Let's put that into our weapon. At the end of turn, hit 5 to all enemies, or every turn gain 2 armor until the end of combat. I don't care too much about armor. Our defense is stun and block. Let's take a look at what's going on over there. A pack of enemies and training grounds. Reduce damage of all enemies by 75% this turn. Well, we do have a free block and a stunning shout, so we don't need that. So reduce the cost of 1 random card by 2 next turn. That's much more useful. Let's stun all of them. Another stun will cost loss of 25 armor. Well, while that is nice, I'm now paying 2 energy for 25 armor loss. Who do we focus on? Mindbenders or the Bounty Hunter? You know what? The illusions only have 1 HP and we have the rune that hits everyone for 5 at the end of turn, so they shouldn't matter at all. Let's go for that guy. Throw out some small strikes. Might as well block. Let's prepare. 2 incoming attacks. We might, however, be able to take out one of them. That should do it. There we go. I'm gonna reduce your armor damage and then block. Throw out some more damage. That's pretty low armor you have there. So yeah, that negative armor is very nice to slowly but surely increase our damage to pretty significant numbers. That will not quite kill you, but now it should. Got unlucky there, but we can remedy that. Alright, we have the free hit at the end of turn, so... Abomination. I think that one attacks all units on the field, or something like that. Something weird like that. Let's take a look at this training ground.
The clashing swords grabs your attention as you walk through the Wyrdness. You approach, but you find a campsite instead of a battlefield. Several men drink mead, as if nothing of note was happening around them. Others battle monsters, and something about the movement and behavior of these beasts seems strange, until you notice a druid chanting something near the campfire.
They look like they're fighting each other. I'll find something easy. You will get 50 money. I want a challenge. You will get 150 wealth. Hit me with all you've got. You know what? Hit me with all you've got.
If you win, we'll reward you handsomely. But it's highly unlikely you'll survive this encounter.
I said I'll fight. Let's see what they throw at me. Hopeless mutation. This enemy's shape and the pulsation of its body suggest that you should be prepared for an explosive surprise. I feel like we will need a stun against them. Wait, immune to stun. Uh-oh. Perverted life force. This enemy will negate every hit under a certain threshold of damage. You can also deliver a certain amount of hits to temporarily get rid of this buff. Negates every hit under 12. So reducing your armor is going to be a priority. Reduce armor of all enemies by 25% for 3 turns. I think that's not quite good enough. We could focus on the hopeless mutation. 210 health in 4 turns. That seems doable. This guy is trying to buff. Of course, all of our hits go on the perverted life force, and we don't even get charge for it. Ah, that sucks. We don't need to block. Let's use this on the attack. You have 0 armor, so we can stun the wisp there, the life force. Oh, the stun stops its damage shield. Huh. You are vulnerable right now. We could hit you for 104. I'm not sure if we can make you vulnerable again next turn. Yeah, let's go for it. $16 to 24, that's likely not be enough. you are buffing. Let's reduce your armor as well. Can we hit you for over 12? We can. Easily. Yeah, let's go for that. And vulnerability. Let's use it. This is the worst these guys have to offer. Oh, we gained 4 weird stones. That's not too much, but better than none. Meditation. Next turn increase your damage by 100%. Wow. That is a lot of damage output. Yeah, a lot of experience, that's for sure. Gain 1 energy, lose 25% damage this turn. That is a nice card. You play your attacks first. Use that to block or stun. Last resort, gain 5 blocks. Next turn, lose 1 energy. That's expensive, but it's also really powerful. Huh. I'm kind of... Yeah, I kind of want the refreshing breeze, I think. Another calc.
Congratulations. Here's the promised reward.
Okay.
But if I may ask this of you, lend me your ear for a moment.
Oh?
A favor. You can handle yourself, so I figure you won't be afraid to handle something that no sane person would ever agree to do. Somewhere out there, you might encounter a certain knight, a creature of enormous size and even more enormous appetite. I have to ask you for help to convince this creature to come back here.
Oof. I have seen that one in my first run, and it is a truly terrifying opponent.
That's a long story, but he belongs here with me. Here, I can take care of his condition and keep trying to heal him.
4. Okay. Well, let's see what this polished ear does. Mythical rune. In weapon slot, at the start of every turn, reduce the cost of 1 card by 1. Wow! In armor slot, every 4th card played in a turn is duplicated. 4th card played in a turn. That is nice, but we don't always play 4 cards. I'm gonna go for the extra energy. Basically extra energy. I think we stay with Gar here. We don't need the extra healing. We don't need the extra armor. At least I think that's the best way to go about it right now. Do we want to light another candle? We will definitely need one more if we want to go back there. I should turn on the light. One moment. It is starting to get dark here. Okay, this looks like we're just going to try and deal as much damage as we can. We can prevent these guys from summoning illusions, and yeah, the stun is really nice here. Let's throw out this, then broad reach and another small strike. Maybe I should have played broad reach at the end. Gain 200% damage this turn. It's time to blow them out. We don't have any defense, so we better make sure that we can kill at least one target. That should take care of you. Nice. Took down 2 enemies. We're still gonna take some damage to the Mindbender, but it's just 5 damage. That's not a huge deal. Reduce their armor, hit them, kill them. Okay, Should have used the broad reach first. Whoops. I thought we would do more damage than that. But we got the kill anyways. Armed
He
Wanderer.
holds one weapon in his hand and has one weapon on his back. This strikes you as a bit excessive, unless he's a traveling weaponsmith. The blood covering his leather jerkin is not his own. It seems he can take care of himself.
Before you get any stupid ideas, I used to be a master at arms at Halfway. Trained many young warriors there. If you've gold to spare, I could teach you a thing or two.
Learn a new skill, get 1 out of 3 advanced cards, or remove a card from your deck. Advanced cards? Sounds good. Oh. Huh. Gain 2 block, lose 25 armor until the end of combat. I kind of like that. 2 block for 1 energy. I think the downside is worth it. Meditation is also tempting. But we're a bit slower here. Well, we already have other ways to increase our damage, so I think it's fine to go with the defensive option there. Okay, we have a Faith Healer, an Abomination. This enemy attacks everyone on the battlefield. Everyone on the battlefield, including his allies. And a Bounty Hunter. I'm assuming they also hit their allies. Gain 50% damage this turn. If not played next turn, gain 10 armor. I think I'm gonna go for the damage. My options here are a bit limited. I can't really defend against the Abomination. Can I kill them? Unlikely. But I'm probably gonna try. $27 to $41, that will not be enough. It might be enough with the extra hit I do. I don't think so, but yeah, not quite. But we'll definitely get the kill this turn. Lopsided pairing. Pairing? Looks more like parrying to me. Might be a typo, but I'm not sure, honestly. Let's go for a broad overhead swing followed by small strikes. And then we take you out, because we can, and just block the remaining hit. Sure, we stun you. I'll gladly stun. Overhead, reach, attack, and finish with the ultimate. Finish with the end of turn hit, I mean. Yeah, I should probably swap in the heal again. I gain 35 armor for 2 turns. If used when under 25% of max HP, increase the card's duration by 1 turn. Upgrade. Cards that grow permanently more powerful when used under certain conditions. Wow. Permanently, huh? But that is very hard to utilize, I think. Under 25% of max HP is not where I want to be. This turn gain 50 armor and stun every enemy that hits you. That is quite cool. Take some damage, but reduce the damage you take by quite a bit. And then stun enemies. We are not really focused around armor though. Like we have lopsided parrying, which reduces our armor. And don't really have much armor gain. I think I'll go with the target block. Block the next hit of a chosen enemy. That gives us a bit more control. Increase the maximum damage you deal by 6. That's quite significant. First hit in combat deals double damage, and first attack type card played in each combat costs 0 energy. We don't have big hits to make use of heavy opening. I think I'm just gonna go for the blood on fire. Blood on fire. That's gonna be a significant increase in damage for us. Especially considering that our other sources of increasing damage are reducing the enemy's armor, which will be multiplicative with that sort of effect.
Nearby.
Godless healing! Godless healing!
Intrigued, you approach the source of the sound. It turns out to be a joyful man advertising his merchandise to the nearest trees.
Who said you need an all-mother or a stag father to have a blessing of health? Let's not dwell on them anymore. It's all about potions and elixirs and other trinkets infused with proper...
His monologue goes on. You can see tiny horns growing from his skull. His mind clearly isn't quite right either. Maybe disrespecting the gods wasn't such a great idea after all.
Oh, you are selling some healing mixtures at a high price, but with decent stock. Create 20 barrier. Barrier, a pool of additional HP. Escape from combat doesn't work during legendary or story encounters. You're gonna stay around as far as I know. Yeah, you are. So if we need more healing mixtures, we can always come back and buy some. Time to get the heal again. And then... Oh, there's a waystone here. Do we boost the range? Or do we take a candle? We're gonna move over there and back, so I think boosting the range should pay for the candle we would otherwise get. Oh, a treasure hunter. These are elite fights, but they will always guard a treasure pile with powerful stuff. Okay, we are up against a Soul Harvester. This enemy drains HP from its allies, gets stronger when they die, and replace them with summons. So we should definitely focus you down first. Soul Thrall, a pitiful soul claimed by a Soul Harvester. You're not even doing anything. Enemy's intent is a mystery. This enemy becomes stronger with every hit it suffers. Yeah, so we should just focus on the Soul Harvester. What does the milestone do? You can either gain a candle from it, or you can use it to create a large space of area where you don't use candles to traverse it, and also you don't get weird cards in that area at all, I think. We definitely play the prep. I would like to have a stun or something like that available here, but we don't. Let's start reducing your armor so that if we want, we can stun you later with our 0 armor stun card. And let's prepare for the next turn. For the next hit this turn. That is not great. Get your armor down some more. And I will use the lopsided parrying to gain 2 block. You're attacking this enemy intends to attack all allies. Oh, so you're not even attacking me. You're just trying to kill the Soul Thrall. Yep. Replace them with summons. Harvested Soul. 6 to 8. They don't appear to have health, so we probably can kill them. Oh, this is gonna be spooky, but we do have the stunning shout. So that gets us through this turn. Nice, make them vulnerable. Target this guy, broad reach, double up the damage of our ultimate, and slam. Well, that was pretty effective. We didn't gain a lot of wealth, but quite a bit of experience from that. And here's the treasure pile.
Found what was protected by this beast. A stash of gold and jewelry.
You will get
When you
100
filled
wealth.
your pockets up to the brim with gold, 3 ethereal chests materialize in front of you. Bringing your hand
towards one of them causes the others to shimmer and blur. So it looks like we're only gonna be able to pick one. We can gain 10 armor permanently. We can gain 100 weird stones to upgrade our stuff. Or we can gain a runestone weapon slot. A runestone weapon slot seems quite powerful, but I want that permanent progression stuff. Give it to me. That was certainly worth it. Okay. What's left? There's an enemy over here. Let's fight them just for the experience. I don't think they're guarding anything. This is also just one Faceless Hunter. And we have a free block on turn 1, so this is gonna be quite easy perhaps. There we go. The currency I just got, the weird stones, these are used for permanent progression stuff. I could use them to upgrade my potions, for example, so they will permanently heal more. Okay, Forest Sentinel. Guarding a deranged red priest. This enemy can create barriers to protect its allies and a healer. That seems not very dangerous. You do have armor though, so we wanna reduce that before we play the stun. We have a bit too many defensive cards here. Yes, even between runs. That's the whole point of that resource. It's that it's permanent progression. Stun is cost reduced. Reduce the armor of all enemies by 25 for 3 turns, or draw 1 more card next turn. Think we're gonna play all the attacks and then Refreshing Breeze out the stun. Because this guy guards for the others, these small strikes will all hit the Forest Sentinel. Oh, we should reduce the armor first. Then we can finish them off. And afterwards, we play out the stun. Let's prepare. We don't need to block here, so let's go for the damage. Let's focus on you next. Three small strikes. More small strikes. That should win. Not quite. But there we go. Another cracked guard. We have 3 of them now. Let's merge them. Oh, didn't show me what the upgrade does. A hit for 8 damage, and in weapon slot increases our damage by 4. Yeah, that would be quite nice. Who are you?
Wandering around, you notice that the plants on the ground around you are more like muscle tissue than typical vegetation.
Ew.
Then you notice an old man smiling at you in a disturbingly friendly manner. He's sitting near an enormous pool of blood and stacks of fancy bouquets made of body parts. Hands, hearts, testicles, arms, all held together by an unknown power, form the shape of a sunflower. Your horrified eyes pass over baubles made of kidneys and macabre flowers tied neatly with intestine ribbons.
Come, don't be afraid. I suppose some might consider my shop rather extravagant, but trust me, you won't find anything quite like my bouquets in these woods.
I sure hope so. I certainly believe you.
What do you have for me today?
He notices a question forming on your lips.
Oh, pity. I thought you came here with my delivery. Well, that's an inconvenience. Anyway, you can still take a look at my wares.
Buy a bouquet. Effect, pick one card. Lotus. Gain 50 armor this turn. Sage. Gain 40 barrier. Amaryllis. Gain 1 block. Next turn draw 1 additional card with its cost reduced by 1. Gain 40 barrier. Barrier is a pool of additional HP. That might be nice. The Amaryllis has a nice additional effect though. I'm gonna go with the Amaryllis.
A splendid choice. I guarantee you won't regret it. These were preserved with care and the expertise of my years of experience, so they should last for quite a while.
I don't like that guy.
Ryan's joy quickly turns to sadness. With teary eyes, he continues.
Yes, this bouquet would have been a perfect gift for a special lady, one that's dear to your heart. If only.
Yes, if you want to scare her away. Pat him on the back. Ask him why he suddenly became so sad.
Then, with a shaky voice, he explains.
Bouquets have a purpose. They were invented for a reason. But that purpose has disappeared from this world. Nobody needs them anymore. Everyone says there are more important matters at hand. We just don't live in the right times for vanity and joy. And that's what bouquets are all about, right?
He tries to collect himself.
But I won't give up. I need to believe that all is not lost. And I do have a favor to ask of you.
What do you need?
There is a lady out there, the fairest maiden of them all. I've only seen her once, true, but I know that she's the one for me. There's no doubt in my mind. Her presence by my side is all I dream about. Her beauty is all I can see. Please, I beg you, take the bouquet. When you meet her, the love of my life, she's bound to notice that it was made especially for her. Let her know that there's someone in this world who won't ever stop dreaming about her.
Oh dear. That can't go well, can it? Well, I think we've explored pretty much everything in this map. Let's use a final candle before we engage the golem. Oh, I should have adapted my runes. I still have the healing rune. I probably don't need healing after combat here, but... So, Awaken Golem. This boss will spawn a new enemy after being stunned or after suffering several hits. Stun will permanently reduce its armor. It will also lose some armor every few turns. Every turn increases its damage and occasionally inserts special cards into your deck. Deal 1 hit for 4 to 9, or if not played next turn, gain 50% damage. We'll take the damage, I think. Let's prepare. Start reducing their armor with a piercing strike. We don't have defensive cards this turn, so I guess we just go for the damage. I'm gonna broad reach this attack. That's not nothing. Okay. Risk. Stun the golem, lose 10 armor until the end of combat. I kind of like the idea of that, but we already have other ways to stun. This one won't actually work right now. Golem will spawn a new enemy after receiving 8 more hits. Stun spawns an additional enemy, huh? We don't have to use the risk though. We can use our stun and still play pretty much anything else. Base armor minus 50. Well, that... You are already attacking though. Oh. Stun the golem. Oh, that's a problem. We are... Yeah. We created a lot of these things. And he's attacking for 26 to 37. Attack all enemies and buff. Well, we have a very defensive hand here at least. So we can block just all of that. And set up the reach. That might actually get us a kill, but we could also wait. We already have the block anyways. Well, might as well play the free block. I'm gonna play 1 small strikes and then 53 to 120. That gives us a pretty good chance of killing one of these. Didn't quite work. I think I want to reduce their damage. And armor, I suppose. Wow, nice. Deal 1 hit for 13 to 29. Okay. 20 to 45. We have a small chance of getting there with the broad reach. 6 to 15, that will definitely not get us there. Let's try. Almost. If I had the other rune, I would have done it. More risks. Definitely prepare. I think we want the hit right now. We definitely want to kill the moving stones. Gives us another seize the opportunity. And I think we should go for it. That was a decent hit at least. I'm gonna use risk and then stun the shard that appears. When they're killed, they can add helpful cards to your hand. Yeah. Now play the other risk. Stunning Shout. That might be useful if I want to stun the golem again this turn. I guess it's lopsided this turn. At least we are doing pretty good damage against the golem. I do already have to block. I don't really want to stun them if I don't have to. The armor reduction, that's good enough. A gamble. Gain a block and an energy and draw a card. Lose 10 armor until the end of combat. That's worth it. Golem is vulnerable right now. Let's go for it. We're almost there. Let's spawn another moving stones. We only have one block this turn. I'm gonna stun everyone. That spawns one moving stones who can attack. These only have 6 HP though. Might as well stun them too. Go for small strikes here. Alright, whenever we kill one of these, we get one of these cards, so there we go. Gain a weird candle, nice. Protection from evil again. Random attack. Deal 1 hit for 150 damage to random enemy. Stun a random enemy. Reduce a random enemy's armor by 50 this turn. I want some more damage, and it might just be random attack, but it might also be blood frenzy. Offer 5 HP. If we use the runestone with the healing, it might be okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the blood frenzy. We have enough stun right now.
Shatters into thousands of pieces at your feet. You feel a strange surge of power in the air. Suddenly, a familiar creature appears.
Good. That was good. Congratulations.
You instantly recognize this voice. It's the goat-legged creature you've met before.
You see, the problem with Wyrdness is that it's an uncontrollable mess. Is there something you want? Really, really want? Snap your fingers. Here you go. There it is, right in front of you.
He looks at you, clearly unimpressed by the fact that you even exist.
If you're Avalonian, that is. You, people of the homelands, never found out how to control this power. And the problem is that you tried, because obviously you did. You know which human emotion is the strongest.
Love, hate, anger, fear, happiness, sadness. Oof, that's a difficult question. But judging from his question, I would assume that none of this is right, and he says greed. But who knows? Well, I know because I already answered this, but that was my first thought when I first saw this question. Fear? Yes, fear very much makes sense. Love, hate can also work. Sadness. I don't think happiness is that strong an emotion. But no, it can be quite a strong emotion.
Yes, and every answer was correct. All of these emotions made an impact on the force that surrounds us, that envelops this island, and it tried to give back. You hate somebody? Wish them death? Snap of your fingers, and here you go. a clear personification of your feelings standing right in front of you. However, since you're not a four-armed Avalonian wizard, you can't control it, can you?
He pauses, his expression one of hesitance. Maybe he said too much.
Anyway, as I've said before, good job. There are 3 more of those for you to get rid of, and then we can call it a day. This day, this time, in this timeline. Also, another path opened for you, with another surprise at the end. Oh, and before you go, I have even more good news for you. Yes, you guessed right, you deserve a reward.
Nice. Take a special passive skill, remove a card from your deck. 1 card removal? I think I'll prefer the special, the passive. Blood Transfusion. After killing an enemy, heal yourself for 2 HP. Every 10th card played in one combat increases your damage by 10% until the end of combat. If you play 2 or less cards in a turn, next turn gain plus 100% damage. I think I want the healing, especially now that we have an offering card. Power circulation is a bit too slow in my opinion. Blood transfusion, I like it. Let us return to our village.